Tiger Woods' first top 5 finish in an official PGA Tour event since finishing tied for second at the Barclays back in 2013. He went 1,659 days in between top 5 finishes, over 5 times longer than the previous stretch during his PGA Tour career. Gil Capps, Golf Channel, NBC Sports Golf, joins us now just to tell us how big of an impact Mr. Woods had this weekend. Gil, welcome back. How are you, pal?
Mike and Pete, Happy New Year. How are things?
Things are really well. And I know that doing stuff with the Golf Channel and NBC Sports Golf, that this weekend probably had a little different feel for everybody working the event.
A little bit. I woke up this morning and I expected there to be a newspaper outside my door, and I'd be reading about Shaq and Kobe and the Lakers, and about, Ross and Rachel, where we're going to get together on Friends. It was definitely a throwback weekend with Tiger in the mix like he was. And, I don't know where to start talking about this and this comeback. It has so many layers, but right, there's a reason you guys, want to talk about golf, on a day or on a week that's not a major championship. And it's this guy. And it's this guy who, over the weekend, delivered an overnight rating on Saturday for a non-major PGA Tour event, which was the highest in 12 years. And then yesterday delivers an overnight rating on NBC of over 5, which is the highest final round rating for a non-major PGA Tour event in 5 years. And that last one was actually the 2013 Players, which was won by Tiger Woods. So people are interested, and their eyeballs watching Tiger, and it's not just a couple; there are quite a few.
With the second-place finish for Tiger, he moved from 388 to 149 in the official World Golf Rankings. It's the highest he's been since 2015, and I guess it's an indication of how much people. I mean, the game was doing pretty well. There was a lot of good young stars that people liked, but nobody is quite on the level of Tiger Woods, and it seems like he was someone that the fans missed.
There's something about him, right, that, and it's a category, and you hate to, these people that are on the we think there are people that are really great athletes, and we put them up on pedestals, but then there's really the Mount Rushmore, Mount Rushmore, right? Guys, even the word Muhammad Ali. I think Tiger's almost up in that category with name recognition and interest to see what he's going to do in this comeback. Golf it's like a lot of sports, and especially in media, right? It's had its struggles. TV ratings are not going up really for any sports. They're pretty much, other than the odd one here or there, they're pretty level, or even coming down a little bit with the loss of TV and homes and people cutting the cord, et cetera, and all the other things you can do. But live sports still has some staying power. But Tiger, the crowds that were there over the weekend, guys, at the Valspar Championship there in Palm Harbor on the west coast of Florida were unbelievable. And it's like it's 1980 and or 1985, and the four Beatles are back together, and everybody's coming out to see him play again. The difference this being, right, is that Tiger is performing at a level that I don't think anybody expected, and just his fourth event back, an official PGA Tour event, to be right there on the weekend and really have a shot to win, or at least tie Paul Casey in that final hole, potentially with a birdie. Obviously, Tiger didn't make one, made par, but a lot of people have given up on him. A lot of people, and I clear my throat as I say, I may have been one who a couple of years ago said I thought Tiger was done. Tiger would never win again, and definitely never win another major championship. He's come back a different person, and the back is, I hate to say it's healthy, right? Because he's had a back fusion, and it's not like, I think the odds of this ever being the last procedure that's done on him or his back. That you can get pretty not very good odds on that. I don't know how long this will last, how long his health will last. Not just his back; he's had issues with other parts of his body over the years, and he still seems to be going at it pretty good in the gym. You saw him over the weekend. He's in pretty good shape. He's a good-looking physical specimen. But those kind of workouts were on you, and the way he treated his body before were on him. The way he's swinging the club now, it looks great. But boy, he's generating a lot of club head speed, and that's got a lot of attention. And who knows what that's going to do to his body long term. And another thing too, right? Just look where he was, just last spring with that DUI. And the fact that there was a mixture of pain medication that was in his body. Who knows what he was going through, but the fact he's come back and healthy and happy and raring to go it's been a delight. Number one, to see you want to see everybody happy in life, and Tiger seems to be at that place. But to be able to get back out there this quickly and compete, it exceeded almost everybody's expectations. I'm curious if it's exceeded Tiger's or not. I would have to say if you put him on some true storm, he'd probably say yes.
Gil Capps is with us, and Gil, don't feel bad about counting Tiger out, because I think he didn't even think he was going to play again. If you look back through some of his words, Gil, in 2016, November of 2016, he said, quote, "If you couldn't get out of bed, how would you feel about your future doing a lot of different things in life? That's where I was." And even as recently as September in 2017 said, "I'm not doing anything golf-related. I don't know what the future holds for me." I don't think at that point Tiger thought that the future would hold for him being in contention to win at the Valspar that close. What do you think Tiger still needs to work on, though, as from what you saw this weekend? Because I know he told Steve Sands after the round yesterday that he felt like he got those half yardages, like he was right in between clubs a lot on his iron selection. He also said he played a little conservatively because he thought his irons were a little off. But he did finish with 4 rounds even par or lower.
One of the other interesting things about this comeback guy, right, is the fact that he doesn't have a swing coach really for the first time in his professional career. The one he'd been working with, he let him go in December, so now it's just Tiger. It's Tiger going by instinct and going by feel, less mechanics. You see less kind of aids when he's on the driving range. That speaks volumes that, I think you hit the nail on the head, right? He's just glad to be kind of walking and being pain-free. But number two, I think that has helped kind of clear his mind and go back to the way and the feels that he used to have. And that's a real word, feels. That's what Tiger will say. one of his little pet sayings. What he has to work on, I'm not real sure. And here's where I think I kind of put the brakes on all the hoopla, is that there are a lot of great golfers out there. And you look at a guy like Paul Casey, right? Paul Casey's won a bunch in Europe, but until yesterday, only won one time on the PGA Tour, and that was in 2009. And I realize, right, that people say, Tiger's so great, 79 wins and 14 majors. You don't forget how to win a golf tournament. I understand that. But to get the mind and the emotions and the spirit and being able to perform at that level late on a Sunday afternoon is a completely different thing to try to do. And so I think that Tiger, I think it'll be interesting to see him get in contention a few more times and see what happens. But you got to remember, too, even before the back issues, 2012, 2013, Tiger's playing pretty well, right? He won 3 times in 12. He won 5 times in 13. But even in those years, in major championships, he didn't get it done. And in particular, he was in contention going to weekends and really struggled on the weekends. So while I expect at some point Tiger's going to win again, and maybe sooner than I may have originally thought, I'm still not 100% convinced that he's going to come back and win a major championship. Nevertheless, win several of them, because the pressure he's going to put on himself late in those rounds. And the older you get, and we've seen a lot of old guys compete in major championships, right? We've seen Phil, we've seen over the years Tom Watson and Raymond Floyd. But the later you get in the week and the later you get there on Sunday afternoons, their nerves aren't nearly as good in your 40s. And Tiger may not look 42, he is 42, right? And in golfing years, he's probably more like 52 with all the tournaments he's played and as young as he started. So I'm very curious to see what he's going to do once he gets in contention because, too, the longer I think maybe he goes without winning and even a normal tour event, that may not really bode well for him long term. But maybe if he can get one here fairly soon, maybe it does set off, a nice little run for him for as long as his body can hold out. But the major championships, those 4 big events of the year, will be a big question mark in my book.
Yeah, the Masters is up next, Gil. And how about the way you may not think he's going to win another major again, but how about the odds makers? I mean, he went from 100 to 1 to 10 to 1. I mean, his odds are just rapidly running up the chart.
Yeah. A lot of people do, right? But it's Tiger Woods. There's, and Roger Mulkey, who's going as many rounds with Tiger Woods as probably anybody else inside the ropes this weekend. So, there's a different air, he thought, to it. And almost, he said, it was almost like an Arnold Palmer kind of crowd back in the day, walking and rooting for Tiger. And I took that to me, back in the day was, you have to watch Tiger and knew something great was going to happen, right? And the crowd now is kind of a little more adoration for Tiger and a little more too of wistful cheering, right? And, if people can pull Tiger, maybe you can do something great, rather than maybe expecting something great. And that's where you see the odds drop down like they did. But, I know we've had this conversation before and about majors. And for a guy like Tiger now, who's in his 40s, the Masters, most people would agree is the one place where he, has a really good chance of winning right off the bat. He knows the golf course so well, and experience is such a big factor. And I would, if he keeps up this, I wouldn't be shocked if he's in contention there. But once again, being in contention and playing well and actually winning there late on a Sunday afternoon are 2 different things.
Gil Capps from the Golf Channel, NBC Sports Golf here as Tiger Woods back in 80 to 1 is where he started. It's now 9 to 1. Tiger. He's got the second best odds at the Masters.
Those odds are always changing.
Well, they changed a lot after this weekend. Gil Capps, always a pleasure. We'll talk to you at the Masters.
I guess the National Golf will be here before we know it. Thank you, guys.